See, right? So first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shemi Oshai, Shem Kakadash. We say, Dominance, Apostle, Elos, Agreements, and Rubel, our teachers, our apostle in truth, and we say salutations, so the Akimas, the pushing within on truth and sincerity, the in and the out and constantly in season or season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into a video here, I'm just touching upon a little bit of news. Now, let's go to this page here before I read this article, right? Because, this is going on the part of the MOTB and it's seeing how much, digital ID. You're seeing how much digital ID Neuralink chip and has been talked about for the past week, or in a couple of days, right? But what I wanted to find here, I wanted to show something, the way how this play out. And I don't think I will be able to find it due to the fact that the site itself, they uploaded like a bunch of other stuff right after that, right? But nonetheless, no, this was only 8 hours ago. Nah, okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, all right. So I see what I wanted to show was an article that they posted before, right? Before this actually came out, before this one came out, right? And this one is just in UK government clarifies adults will still be able to use social media by verifying their identities with digital IDs, facial recognition, passports, and credit cards, right? Now this comes from the UK government. They actually ban children underneath the age of from 16 and under, I believe. They get banned yesterday that they wouldn't be able to use social media, and one of the ways that they counterattack that for adults to use it is that they would have to have like identities, right? As you can see here, to use social media by verifying their identities with digital IDs. Now, Starmer, right? He have already said earlier, earlier this year that in order to work, right? In order to work, I believe it was earlier this year or maybe late last year, right? But I'm more feel it was earlier this year where he said that in order to work, right, you would have to have digital ID. He also came to say that if he's an illegal immigrant, there are things being put into place so that you will be able to function in society, and one of the things being those digital ID. Now, with that being said, we all those things he's saying, you could see the part that they said it onto, the part of what the MOTB, because one of the ways that they would want to introduce the digital ID to you is actually putting it inside of you. We have seen that with we have heard that from himself, right? We have heard that from Bill Gates. You have seen that with this guy who are just Elon Musk, talking about that the digital IDs and the implementing new ways to incorporate it by actually chipping people, right? You could go and look it up, you could type it in on Google and you would see a bunch of interviews, right? Videos and so forth. Even I myself, and I know the apostles, the elders, the Akim, they have done videos on those same things, right? And every single day, we see more stuff coming out just like this, right? So you see, and hey, when the scriptures mention not to trust them, right? Remember in the scripture, they see the book of Psalm chapter 5, and I'll read from verse 6. It said, "Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man." Right? It say, let me jump to verse 9. Right? It say, "For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue." So the scriptures say here, "For there is no faithfulness in their mouth." No, they would do things, obviously, Esau, being the wicked, right? And the scriptures mention the wicked could only do but wickedly, right? Can good come from them that continually doing wicked, right? No good could come from them, right? And even if they do good, as the scriptures mention, at the last he will declare his wickedness, right? As the last he would see why he actually did introduce these digital IDs and so forth. Why he did it, why they did it the way that they did, so saying that here we're going on, we're banning social media. One of the things that they said was that we're going to ban social media for kids, under the age of 16 because the things being posted online, you're not safe, and many other things that they would use, right? It's the same way like they have people believing that the chip would be able to help them with the health and be able to read the health, send a signal to the hospital if you fall and these things, and that is why it said, therefore there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Yeah, when you look at the word faithfulness, right? Show how deceitful Esau Edom is. Faithfulness. Right, when you look at the word faithfulness, it means faithfulness is a quality of being loyal. And we know damn well Esau is not that. Let's go and look at the track record. Every single treaty that they have signed, they have broken it. Right? It's the quality of being loyal, steadfast, and unwavering in one's commitments, belief, or relationships. Right? Let's see if that is just a quick Google search on faithful. All right, so faithfulness, so this is another Google meaning. Faithfulness in the Bible represents a cornerstone concept referring to unwavering reliability, loyalty, and trustworthiness. Something that Esau don't have, right? Don't have, because the scripture tells us here what? That for there is no faithfulness in them all. They have no loyalty. They're not trustworthy. They have always been deceptive. The scriptures call them, they are what? They are forgers of lies. They could just conjure up a lie, and make it seem like if it's the truth. It's the same way they're putting out that this digital ID is to benefit you. It's not to benefit you, right? It's not, right? And this is only going on the part of what the MOTB, because eventually they will tell you, hey, digital ID, we have a better, more advanced system, a more advanced technology to introduce, right? Which, right, let's sort of take a quick pause for a moment here. So, they will tell you that, what, we have a more upgraded, more technological thing to bring this digital ID, and which will be the chip, right? And again, as we say, going on a part of what the MOTB, right? And there's a lot of people that would take it, just like how they take the jab, during the lockdown. We feel they're going to take the same thing, because just read it. UK government clarifies adults will still be able to use social media by verifying their identities, right, with digital IDs, right, facial recognition, passports, and credit cards. And they introduce it just by what? Just by banning social media for children. And the counter-attackers here going to all need IDs to prove all these adults. So just like that, just like that, you see how quick it is that they change up something, right? It's simple as that. So when you feel any time to come, when it's time to buy or sell or to function in society, you would have to have that chip. You would have to have that mark, right? You say, for there is no faithfulness in the mouth, the inward part is very wickedness. Yeah, the inward part is very wickedness, because there is no good to come from them. It seems to the unlearned, to them that is not wise, it seems to be a good thing, but it's not, right? It's not, right? Let me bring the scripture here before I continue. This is Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23. Say, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So how good them that are accustomed to doing evil do good? They can't. They can't. Right? Them that know to do wicked could only do but wickedly. There is no good to come from Esau Edom. Right? That was scripture is mentioned to be what? The border of wickedness. Do you know what it is to be called the border of wickedness? Right? So when you see things like this, literally is no good to come from this. You just read some of the comments, right? As was predicted, it's only for adult sites. It's only for sites with harmful content. It's only for social media apps. Scan your face and upload your ID to check the weather. And eventually it will continue to go down and down. Eventually they will tell you, hey, scan your hand, scan your head. Scan some part of your body to know who he is. Right? So this is nobody, UK government. We just want you to verify your face, passport, and credit card to use your anonymous social media platform. So when you post a comment there we don't like, we can come arrest you like we do for our Facebook post. So yeah, but again, it goes deeper than just that. You see the ghost of George Orwell. If you go and look at what the Orwellian society is, you will see exactly what this person is talking about, right? But it's I believe one of the things the Orwellian city was talking about, where he was talking about a heavy surveillance society. That's when things getting bad. And what if you watch right now, you would see majority of these countries around the world, or if not all of them, is talking about digital IDs or implementing some line to track you, right? Right. So going back to the Psalms, chapter 5, right? So you say the inward part is very wicked, as their throat is an open sepulchre, they flatter with their tongue, right? So let me jump to another scripture here. Psalm chapter 10, verse 7. It say his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. So yeah, hey, to them that don't know, this seems like a good plan. Some of these people are actually talking about it being what good. I'm gonna go in the quotes here and see. Right, let me just read some of these things here. Right, so let me see. Some people, I was looking for some of the comments where some people are saying this was good. People need to understand this. The under 16 bans sit adults too. Whether you're 15 or 55, your ability to speak freely and anonymously online is at risk. This isn't just about teens. Yeah, so hey, you know what? This could be going into what also the famine and the word, right? But him talking about the digital IDs is not by coincidence, right? And not just to put it in there, right? They're throwing it out there. I was saying, who knows, right? And there we have a digital ID is their only goal, right? And we know what that digital ID includes, or what it is going to include soon enough. This thing is going to become mandatory, right? Eventually, that ID will be inside of you. Go and look it up. Watch how much of these prominent, figures talk about digital ID. There was a summit, I believe. Do I have it safe here? Right, so this was going into the microchip. This is also going into microchip with companies. She names Google, Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, Palantir, all naming my lawsuit after being non-consensuously brain chip and chip in other ways. So and you see, it's being talked about, right? This is the museum, right? This is someone actually taking a chip right here, right? Revelation 13 verse 16, right? Where's the video? Right, so this is...
Ministers will also proceed with... Right. My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID. My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
My minister talking about digital IDs, right? And he's saying that is how people would interact with what? He said that would modernize how citizens interact with public services. So how they function in society. Klaus Schwab once said that they are going to bring something that if you don't have, you will be an outcast to society. In order to buy or sell, you would have to have what it is they're bringing, right? I'm gonna go to the Revelation 13, verse 16, right? And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? No matter what kind of what level it is in the society, when this thing become mandatory, you would have to have it or not. And a lot of people is going to take this, right? Because a lot of people are not going to give up the job, they're not going to give up the car, the house, the family, and so forth. You know, they're going to fall to that temptation, right? They're going to fall to that. They're not going and stay away. That is why he could say here that to do what? That will modernize how citizens interact with public services. You know how you would function, what it is you would have to have? A digital ID, right? And we know the path this is heading down to, right? So you say, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, these things here that we may be watching him talking about public services and going back up now, talking about using social media, it may seem small for now. It's all a testing place. It's like just playing a trial before the proper thing come out, right? But it's small things, whereas they literally telling you, if you don't have this, you wouldn't be able to use this, right? So watch it like that. If you don't have this, you wouldn't be able to use this, you know? If you don't have that, you wouldn't be able to use that, you know? Watch it like that. That's to show you how, hey, this devil on the move, right? He ain't playing, right? Eventually you will see an article stating what? If you don't have this chip, you wouldn't be able to buy or sell, right? You know, it is that's to move through society. That way you say, you know, to use public services, you would have to have the digital ID. Picture you going, you had to take a car, right? And the car telling you one time, we do use cash, you know, we do use cash. Swipe and go, man, you know. Hey, man, we in that time, right? The scriptures mentioned to be was circumspect, no any days are evil, right? And say, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So yeah, you know, we in that time. The scriptures mentioned the end is being made manifest. We're seeing these signs play out. It's becoming clear and evident what is, right? What is. Just like that, in order to use social media, you have to show your ID. You have to have a digital ID. Soon, in order to use it, you would have to have a chip. You know? Go and look up the depths of what the digital ID is, and you would see. It's not just a digital ID. You know, it's not just that. You know? Go a little further than that. Right? So with that, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. We said that on Apostle and Elders, great most and rule, our teachers, our apostles in truth, and we see salutations, solely akim, we say the push with our truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season, we say Shalom.